Hey guys, I'm back, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a movie review on The Naked Gun. This is the fourth installment in the Naked Gun franchise. It was released in 2025. It stars Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson, and Danny Houston. Plot description for this one from Paramount just says, only one man has the particular set of skills to lead police squad and save the world, Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr. Point of reference, this is one of my most anticipated films of the year. I love the Zucker humor. Airplane is my favourite comedy movie of all time. I was very excited to see this style of humor return in this film. I did a big watch through of the Zucker stuff for this. I watched, I rewatched Airplane, watched Airplane 2, the sequel, for the first time, because I do occasionally remember that there is a sequel to Airplane that I haven't seen, but obviously I have seen it now. Watched through Police Squad, watched the Naked Gun movies. I was very, very, very excited for this movie, and I've wanted like an Airplane reboot for like a long time, because I do feel like there is a certain even though like there is something very kind of 80s about a lot of this humor, I feel like there is a certain timeless element to quite a bit of it, with how like quotable so many of the jokes in Airplane are, and how well like these films do hold up in terms of like how funny they actually are. And I do think there is like a lot of satire you can do now, because obviously like you think about the films that Airplane was parodying back in, back when it came out in 1980, and you think about all the stuff that can happen now. So it's nice to see that there is a reboot of The Naked Gun, and this style of humor is returning with this film. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin with this review and let's start talking about the positives. So I love this style of humor. Big question going into this one: how well was this movie going to be able to bring back this style of humor? How well was it going to be able to revive it? Was it going to be as funny as the previous Naked Gun movies? This movie brings back the Zucker humor pretty much perfectly, in my opinion. The, immature, silly, stupid yet clever humor, these just rapid fire jokes, all of it. This movie brings it back really impressively. What this movie finds funny, I also find funny. I thought this was absolutely hilarious. You will obviously get the most out of it if you adore this sense of humor in the same way I do. But I just think this movie does such a great job of doing what it sets out to do. It brings back this style of humor really nicely. It's actually funny. Like it brings it back, and it's actually funny, which is so great to see. This movie prioritizes its comedy. It's just there to make you laugh. That's all it's trying to do. It's all it sets out to do, and I think it completely succeeds. It does such a great job of having the jokes be so rapid fire and having so many of them and just really committing to it. And, I was actually able to catch most of them on my first viewing, but the fact is, it's an extremely difficult task to catch all of the jokes on a single viewing. They do such a great job of, bringing back the sense of humor, having it be so funny, having so many of these jokes. It's truly special to see this type of movie return and see it be done so well, in my opinion. I will also say this: in the same way Leslie Nielsen elevated the original Naked Gun films, Liam Neeson elevates this one. He was such a great choice for Frank Drebin Jr. Obviously, Leslie Nielsen was so successful in this deadpan comedic role in Airplane because his career before Airplane was actual serious roles. So he was funny in Airplane because he was just doing the same thing he was doing before he did Airplane, and obviously his role in Airplane was making fun of those kinds of roles. It's just the same thing here. It's just the same case with Liam Neeson, and he's really terrific. I think he just does a really great job at doing this straight-faced, coming off a serious deadpan role. It's just because obviously he's been doing serious action roles and that kind of thing before this film, and so he's just doing the same thing here that he was doing in those films, and that's why he's funny. Yeah, I had to explain that. But yeah, he's genuinely really funny. I think he's really, really, really great in this, and I think the entire cast is really solid. Pamela Anderson really commits to it. Danny Houston is really good as this again, like serious villain, deadpan serious villain. It's funny to see him in this, coming off of his role as an actual serious villain in The Crow last year. But it's really nice to see the whole cast really committing to this film. Moving on to the negatives, this absolutely isn't a film that I have any major issues with that I can really think of that really detract from the my overall enjoyment of it. It is a film that is, like I said, is just there to make you laugh, and that's all it's trying to do. It's an unbelievably thin movie. Yeah, story, characters, that kind of thing. absolutely not the movie's main priority. The movie's main priority is just its jokes, its comedy. It's, you know, it's just, like I said, it's just trying to make you laugh, and I think it succeeds in doing that. Maybe some people will have more of an issue with that than I did, because, you know, maybe they might want a little bit more from it, but this is just a movie where it's just a comedy to go and watch with people and just have a good time with and laugh at it. And if you don't laugh at it, then that's fine, but if you do laugh at it, then that's great. The movie succeeded. Yeah, like it's just, like, you know, like I said, it's a thin movie. It's a movie that's just there to make you laugh, but I think that's perfectly fine. I don't have like like I said, I don't have any major issues with this film, and I don't think that's a huge issue whatsoever. The film obviously has so many jokes that naturally not all of them are gonna hit. I didn't again, that's not something I had like a huge issue with, because I thought most of the jokes did hit for me, but that's because I love this style of humor so much, and I just love the stupidity of it all. And it's very, like, there weren't really any jokes here that I thought were painfully unfunny or anything. There weren't any that I thought were really severely unfunny at all, actually. But naturally, not all the jokes are going to hit for everybody, and, you know, this style of humor isn't for everybody, and that's perfectly fine. But I can only speak as someone who loves this type of movie, who loves this style of humor, and who finds all of this extremely hilarious. I just had an absolute blast with this film. I thought it was absolutely delightful. I think it does such a great job of bringing back this style of humor. It does such a great job at being funny, and, like I said, at doing what it sets out to do. Liam Neeson is terrific. The entire cast is very solid. Everyone's committing to this film, and I just think it's a huge success. I really thought this was terrific. I had such a great time with it, and that's kind of all there is to say about it. That's pretty much what there is to say about The Naked Gun, but, you know, like I said, not really any major issues with this one. I just thought this fully succeeded in what it was going for. I was very, very, very happy with it. So for my score, I am torn between a 7 and a 7.5 out of 10, because I can't really give it any higher, because, like I said, it's just a movie that's trying to make you laugh, and it succeeds and doesn't really offer much past that. But I'm going to go with a 7.5 out of 10, because I think, you know, like I said, it really succeeds in what it's trying to do, at least in my opinion. And yeah, I think as an experience, this film was something special. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about The Naked Gun. Thank you very much for watching this review. If you did enjoy, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to. If you have seen this movie, feel free to let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.